But given the global uncertainties and geopolitical conflicts, how challenging do you see to keep the supply chain resilient and stable, and how is ERG navigating these complexities?
It is a very significant challenge. What we've seen is when historically customers wanted a unit of metal to be as cheap as possible. Now the question is, it should still be cheap, but it should also be clear, where does it come from? How has it been produced? What is the CO2 footprint? Through which countries has it been moved, refined, processed? And those are challenges that we didn't have 5 years ago. This is when you actually now have to show an end-to-end transparency around the provenance of those materials, because other factors are becoming very important. So it's not just about price at the right time at the right place. This metal should be there, but it's also many, many other factors. And this is where one of the initiatives we initiated with the World Technical Forum in 2016 is the Global Battery Alliance, with its flagship project, the Battery Passport, which is a digital twin of the end battery, for example, electric vehicle, that traces back the provenance and the respective ESG scores of that battery.
How much is China's commitment to sustainable development and energy transition shaping the global energy landscape?
China is not just the biggest contributor to world growth, still is. Despite all the noise that some people may want to make about the sustainability of China's growth, but growth in China it's still all about China's growth. But it is by far the largest renewable energy market. It is by far the largest producer of renewable energy technologies. And it is also probably by far one of the most innovative countries when it comes to energy storage and energy transition technologies. And of course, this is going to be very important as we innovate through better battery chemistries, we innovate through better energy savings technologies, better monitoring systems, distributed energy systems, power systems that have to be built out. I mean, China is by far the most advanced country when it comes to this, and the world can benefit. We see it today. Of course, China plays a central role in this. So we work very closely with our Chinese partners on ways to be faster and to be more efficient.
The Chinese premier made a speech at the Davos Forum, and one of his messages that China should be viewed as an opportunity instead of a risk. What is your take on the investment environment in China?
Well, we've been long-term partners in China. I think we had our first business and first factories and operations China sometime in the mid-2000s. And we've since then worked very closely with Chinese engineering companies, and of course our large customers. Most of our products go to China. We've got plants around the world as part of One Belt, One Road with Chinese financing and Chinese technology. And we're actually working currently on a number of projects with Chinese partners, not in China, but outside of China. I'm not a big fan of actually linking business to specific countries, because we're all global companies, we're all operating at a global scale, so we need to partner globally. And I think that's one of the strengths that we have as a company that's originally from Kazakhstan, is we can work with China in a third country. So between Kazakhstan and China, we work, for example, in the Middle East or in Africa or in South America. And I think that's a great strength for us, where we're being able to actually go across these perceived geopolitical blocks that I think have been emerging in the last 3 years.